So just we will wait for him. Yes, Arun is also here. Great. Fabulous. So let's begin this particular show, right? And we have been talking about this for some time, that stuff like DC lifestyle, right? So this is where we are thinking we can incorporate a lot of stuffs, right? We can talk about various aspects of our life, right? And today, if you have seen, we're going to talk about four important aspects of everybody's life, isn't it? So that is what our focus is going to be. And along with me, I've got two participants, or co-host, I should say, who don't need much of introduction. So we have Srilekha, and also Arun as well. So Srilekha, hi, very good afternoon
Hi,
and welcome.
Suman. Good afternoon.
Fantastic, great. And let me also say hi to Arun. Arun, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Saranana. Hi, just give me 2 minutes. I'll be coming on videos.
Yeah, definitely. You should have all your makeup and everything on so that you look the best, right? And definitely, yes. And we have Rashmi as well. Rashmi, very good morning. And where did you go?
Hello,
Temple
sir.
and all?
Sorry, sir.
All the Tika and all temple, is
Yeah.
it?
No. My friend gave me.
Oh, okay, fantastic, great, good to see. And we have Sunil as well. Sunil, hi, good morning. Hope you're doing good. Uh, okay, fabulous. So let's begin. So first thing first is like, see, we have the two participants or the panelists whom I'm going to go quite often is like, of course, Srilekha and Arun, right? And definitely Sunil or Rashmi, if they want to jump in and want to share something as well, they certainly can. And so the very first thing is like lifestyle, right? So around this topic you can add in a lot of stuff, right? It's a huge thing you can talk about when the word lifestyle comes in, right? So the first important thing is like and we can be in our we can talk in English, and also if we want add a bit of Tamil or maybe Kannada and all, it should be fine, right? So that is what it's there, right? As long as we are able to express what we want to say. So the very first important aspect is like there is something known as like meaning of food as medicine, right? And so now everybody eat food as food, because food is what gives you energy to stay, make us live, right? And so without food, I'm sure, right, water is another essential aspect as well. But without these two essential important thing, right, definitely without food, somebody can survive for a few days. You would have seen in news where during the earthquake and all, there are some who are buried below the stuff, and then you rescue them, and somehow they manage. But again, so the topic here is like the meaning. What is food? What is meaning of food as medicine, right? So what does one mean with that, right? So this is precisely what it is. So Srilekha, you have any thoughts on that? Anything you want to share? Food as medicine.
No, actually, I was just thinking what are the points I can share. But yes, food as a medicine. If we have a good food habit, I think we should not. We need not to go behind the medicine. That was the
Absolutely.
first point. What I love. I mean, I would like to share. If we had a very good food habit, like yes, nowadays people are behind the taste and all these things. Behalf of
Hmm.
all these things, we have to eat the correct right food.
Hmm.
Okay, so it
Hmm.
depends on the age also. So like no, when you're becoming older and older, or
Yeah.
it can be food and your age goes together.
Hmm.
And as well as we should know like what type of food we should eat, like so maybe like there are some people who are allergies of those food also, but they
Yeah.
may not know about what food they are allergy of it. Maybe
Right.
of maybe like 30 plus or 25 plus, they'll come to know, or that they are allergy of these food. But basically, if you ask me like food as a medicine, I will say yes. So I'll just say that every day we have to take at least two fruit a day, different fruits, and we should add greens. That's very important. And egg. So, and also we should eat it in the right time. Whatever we eat, right, we should
True.
eat it in the right time. Whether you eat more or less, we should make sure that we are eating at right time. So that's what we call it as breakfast. I mean, the overall fasting what we are having from the previous day to the next day, you're breaking and you're eating. That's the reason it is called as breakfast. So that's my thoughts, Arun. Thank you.
Very well said, Srilekha. You talked about the last part, the breakfast, right? Breaking the fast, which is very important. You also talked about the age factor, and they say that there are some when you are young, right? Even if you eat a stone, right? That is a saying here in Tamil world. Even if you eat a stone, it will get digested. But as you grow older, right? Your body may not be able to take a lot of stuff, right? And so it's very important. And this is where you need to be very cautious what you eat, right? And the type of food, as Srilekha mentioned, is also very important. What type of food? What are you eating? Are you eating, right? So we will talk about this as well. What type of food and what time you're eating, which is again very important, right? Uh, so we have heard about it. We have heard about several, maybe those who may know, or maybe in news and other stuff as well. Eating food on right time is also very important, and this is one example I also give to our students as well, right? See, your bike or car may not even move an inch without fuel or petrol or diesel, whatever you want to, right? And not diesel, of course. Your car could run on diesel, isn't it? But sometime it happens that if work takes over, then probably we skip our essential thing, like Srilekha mentioned, breaking the fast, which is breakfast, right? So a lot of youngsters as well, when they go to college or maybe they come to office, they don't have any fuel in your body, right? The last meal they would have had is they're about 10, or maybe they're about 11 as well if it was late in night, and they don't have anything, and they would travel all the way, come to office and stuff like that. So if you do it over a period of time, what is the benefit you're doing? You're doing nothing, actually. You're doing more harm to your body, right? So which is very, very important. And the greens, as she mentioned, so if you want to talk about the wider aspects, fruits and vegetables, right, which is very, very important, right? And so you don't have to go for the apricons and those kind of a thing. You can get some local fruits, which might be cost effective if you're looking for that, but again, you eat something which is very, very important. Fruits, they say it's for longevity, right? And would have heard in our ancient time where the Rishi Munis and saints, they used to live in forests and other places and eating only the fruits, right? And they've lived long. And so is vegetables, which is very important. And so these are very important aspects which Srilekha touched upon, which is very, very good to see. So Arun, you want to add something to this particular stuff, what Srilekha mentioned now?
Yes, sir. And so, see, food is part and parcel of our life. So, basically, it gives energy. So,
Yeah.
we would have learned lots of things about it during the school times.
Absolutely.
But see, once I think we come out of the school and we start our normal life, we tend to forget how important that the food part is.
True.
So we go into the lifestyle. Our lifestyle changes. We go into getting junk foods inside. Lots of changes happen where during a particular period of time we tend to forget how important food is.
True.
So as you said, like at a young age, even stone can be digested. So there is one saying, yeah, definitely there. But what happens is most of us, see, our parents would have given us the importance of food when they were there, like we are under them.
True.
So once we become independent, that habit slowly moves out.
Yeah.
So there'll be another point in life, like we would have damaged ourselves very clearly with all the bad food habits, junk food, all that stuff, and then come back to a normal state where we.
Apologies, Arun. I think clicked some wrong button. I think he's off. He should be back now. So one thing Arun was talking about, he's back now. Yeah, Arun, you're back.
Sorry,
Sure.
there was a thing. So there'll be a time where we have our age limit. So I think we haven't grown older yet. So maybe we'll be growing old.
Yeah.
So
we should never grow old.
Yeah, just wearing the specs for the other stuff.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay, so I include that all three of us in that. So I think Rashmi is not only wearing, so all
Yeah.
three of us are wearing it. So yeah,
Yeah,
we will
yeah.
match up somewhere.
Yeah.
So see, at this point, we will know like, okay, now the body is unable to take so much, so we need to adjust ourselves. We tend to become matured with the food. So we always take what the body needs or what the body asks us to eat.
Mhm.
So this maturity slowly happens. Yes, a bit of bad habit or what do you call misusing yourself with the food is okay, fine.
Mhm.
But I think we should have a balanced diet. We should continue to do that. So till we are there, like our whole, when we grow old, I think we should be able to match our body's requirements, and we should be healthy at that time also. So do lots of exercise also along with food. So food intake is one part. The other part is the output, the calorie output and the calorie intake. So that would be the part of food here. So how food is like a medicine for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So one thing what Arun importantly mentioned is like damage, right? And there are some irreversible damage as well, because if somebody have damaged their food by wrong habit, right, eating wrong food over a period of time. See, we all love that biryani, right? Those apologies to the vegetarians, but I'm sure you might be eating something where it might be a vada, it might be something, right? Something which goes into oil. Everybody think, okay, this is something good. This burger is good, or maybe this is good. So that is our see, and you'll not believe even the older, those who are around 70, I know there are who are around 90 as well, right? They want to eat something spicy which is very good, and so this is our human need, and we can't get away. But again, moderation is very important. That's the word, right? And age, like both Sri Lekha and Arun also mentioned, what age where you are and what you want to do. And so if somebody have done the damage, right, food can damage you. Food is energy, but it can damage you as well, right? And so it can be irreversible as well. And so you can, everything is a habit, as they say. So it's difficult to get into a good habit, right? But it's so easy, or so easy for you to get into a habit which is very, very easy, right? And that is precisely what it is. Yes, Arun, you want to add to what you have said?
Yeah, see, one more thing is, see, our ancestors,
Yeah.
when they, the food concept was there was nothing big like a scientific approach to it.
Okay.
But they brought in some things like they know what is if they are consuming something which is not good, they always use an antidote to it. For example, the கடலை பர்ஃபி தெரியுங்களா?
கடலை பர்ஃபி தெரியும், ஆமா.
Okay, ரொம்ப simple. So why do they mix it with jaggery? The peanut and the jaggery, why is it combined?
No, enlighten us.
Do you know that?
No.
Okay, very simple. So தமிழ்ல வந்து பித்தம்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Okay, so it has high calories and it makes the body heat too much.
Okay.
So that is one part with the peanut. So jaggery is exactly opposite to the peanuts reaction. So our food system itself is like that. So we have forgotten that old methods, like when my grandma or my lot of people, old people at my relatives, they cook, I sit and watch them, what they basically do. And these are the antidotes actually when they do it.
True, absolutely. And yeah, see, there are many foods, as you say, Arun, which produces heat, as you said, like peanut, and jaggery is like the soothing effect, or maybe which cools your body as well. And so if somebody goes into
Now, now you spoke about biryani, and I'm going to tempt other people with another one. So you have seen the tandoor chicken. It is accompanied with lemon and onion. See, look at the glow at Sri Lekha's face now.
Right. So she will somehow manage to cook something. No, today's Friday. I don't think they will go anywhere.
So maybe on Sunday she will plan for a full tandoor.
Yeah,
so good.
Tandoor and all.
So see, basically it is cooked inside that tandoor stove. So basically that oven kind of thing.
True.
So the charcoal which comes on top of it. So the lemon is used as an antidote. Or it is it is given for us to rub it on it and make sure that it is taken off. And onion is like the chicken is heat, and the onion balances the temperature of our body. So these kind of simple things happen there. Maybe we are forgetting it a bit more.
No, we are forgetting actually. Good, you bought this points here actually. See, the jaggery and stuff, I really didn't know about it. I'm sure many of the listeners, Sri Lekha nodded, she knew about this. And so, which is great. And the biryani and other stuff, onion and other stuff, I don't think so, right? And Sri Lekha is pure vegetarian from when? Maybe, okay, maybe you are pure vegetarian, Sri Lekha, are you?
No, now recently for the last 2 years.
Last 2 years. Okay. So
Yeah.
last 2 years.
Not before that.
Okay. Not before that. Okay. So maybe she has turned into an a vegetarian. There are many who go vegan and stuff like that. These are all stuff which is there. So these are very important elements which is coming for it, right? In terms like the body, the food which creates heat in your body, and the food which is probably good for you and stuff like that, which is very, very good. So let's also quickly check with Rashmi, who definitely is youngest among us, right? So, Rashmi, what is your stuff on the food and stuff like that? Do you even think about on these lines what we are talking, all the mature people talking here, or you have a different take on food?
No, sir. Actually, I was thinking, okay, we have to follow these good habits, food habits.
Yeah.
Yes, that I agree. But one side, I'm thinking, after 50, after 50 or 45, we can't eat some items, right? It's very
True.
sweet, spicy, and all. So now
Right.
it is the age we have to enjoy every so if we follow that type of habit, that good habit, then we're not able to eat now in this age also, right? So
Absolutely.
I'm thinking.
No,
I
that is,
would like to add some point what
yeah,
Rashmi said.
yeah,
Rashmi, I don't know whether how far you eat the fast food or the junk food, whatever you are saying it. See, if it is not going to be a continuous food habit, I mean the outer food what you eat, right? Whether you talk about a biryani or whatever you're saying, if it is that is not going to be a routine food habit, definitely you can eat the same food for the long lifespan. Even at 60 and 70, you can eat because your digestive system will not be getting affected if you're having a very good food habit. Maybe like once in a blue moon day you can have a spicy. Even I eat very raw spices actually, but
hmm,
now I've reduced a lot. I used to eat green chili, so that much of spicy food I used to eat. And all the pickles, right? All Andhra pickle, I don't know whether you know about the Andhra pickles. I love to eat
yeah,
Andhra pickles. Rasam is already with pepper, okay, and
uh-huh,
sambar chili powder. With this I'll add Andhra pickles and just think about my spicy level. So people at my home, they'll shout like, "What you're eating? Better not to cook. Take 2 spoon of chili powder, put it in the bowl, and eat it raw." So I used to eat like that, but now slowly I've gone down. But not because of health, but when you very consciously, like what to eat, what not to eat. Yes, definitely we have to taste the food. That is the reason the tongue is given. We cannot do the things to tongue, right? So sometimes yes, but not regularly, so that even at 70 you can eat biryani.
yeah,
If before 30 itself, every day, all the 365 days biryani, all the 365 days, then after 30 plus, no, you can't even think about biryani. So whether you want to eat up to 60 70 biryani, or after 30 you want to stop completely. So that's habit is very, very important. That also, like, all your I mean the digestive system what we speak, right?
hmm,
It has some time. Each food takes some time to digest the food.
absolutely.
So you have to give the time to your digestive system. If you're
Hmm,
eating any maida related food, it takes minimum 8 to 12 hours to digest.
hmm, hmm,
Okay. So before it getting digested again, say for example, night at 10 o'clock I had barota, and morning is morning Monday. The next day morning is Monday. You are hurrying up with your office work, and your mama is giving you 7 o'clock breakfast immediately.
hmm,
It doesn't mean that you have to eat the breakfast, because yesterday
true.
night you have to be bit conscious what food you have taken.
Yeah,
Based on that, if you're skipping one day meal, it's not a problem, because
true.
the digestive system will secrete the pancreas or the digestive juice what is there in your stomach. It will it will digest it properly, and it will keep your day healthy also. You'll not feel tired. And one more thing you can identify with the food is, I mean, not digested food, right? And when you eat an heavy food, right,
Hmm,
you'll feel sleepy. Very, very
true.
one thing, you feel sleepy.
True.
And you'll sleep for a long time, and you'll not feel like walking, or you'll not feel like working at all. So
True.
these are the disadvantages of the food what we're eating heavily. So that's the reason everybody eagerly waiting for the Sunday you can collapse your stomach, whatever you want to do,
Yeah.
you can do on morning meals, morning breakfast, all the things. The moment it comes Mondays, you can see all will have only bread toast, only one omelette, all the things. So that makes you psychologically very conscious how your day should work. So these are few tips what I'm following it. I don't eat maida actually. Maida is not at all a good for the health. If don't touch that item at all. That's my request.
But a lot of people like the savories which is made of maida. All the
Yeah.
savories, right? We call
Gives more
Nurvatini in
taste.
Tamil,
Yes.
right? And so that is so. Srilekha, a fabulous pointers which you shared. Right, we know that you belong to the most spiciest place, as they say, in terms of food consumption. Right, Andhra. I've seen. Right, I know people they for lunch. No, they will have what do you call
Fried
chilies.
green chili.
Right?
Yes.
There's a girl who used to say that if you have chilies in your food, don't chuck it away. You give it to me. And she used to eat in front of us, and we used to just wonder, even by a mistake, if you have bitten one, then you know what you will go through. So that is one. And also another very important thing what Sri Lekha mentioned is like if there is someone who's been fed with a kind of a food, and sometimes they are able to manage well. I've seen there are people, right, who are around 60 and they're about that. I've seen an old lady around this age and she hawked biryani in one of the event. So we were wondering, we can't even have half of what she is having, but how? Right? So it's all about the habit. And it's not like only lean people are healthy. Sometimes people who are like bit bulky, you can say that they are not under the BMI, but they are able to live well and they are able to live long as well. So it all depends on what Sri Lekha also mentioned, the kind of a habit. But again, there is no rocket science, what is good, what is not good, and stuff like that. And another very important digestive stuff, right? Envy and as she said, maida and all, it takes longer time. And there are some like the fruits, it's immediately ready for your body to get digested, and it is an energy. So knowing your food is also very, very important. And yeah, definitely, if you have heavy lunch at office, so be ready, right? And anywhere at work, because you feel that afternoon siesta and stuff like that, which is very important. And what Rashmi also mentioned in terms like, yeah, this is the age. If I don't hog on the food, and we were like you only, Rashmi, right? Some of the events and all, we used to earmark the calendar. We are going there, right? And so, like in movie, it's happens in the real life as well. So this is where you look forward to, and this is what it is. So we had a participant, Yuva Rekha, I believe. She came in and great as maybe. So those anybody who wants to have a chat, definitely yes. Sunil is here and Nelson as well. We will have a chat with them as well, right? So this phrase, food, right? So the food phrase, let thy food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. So this is something not like from Shakespeare era, but again, yeah, it is of course from that era. This is coined by who's called the father of, in fact, so if you want to see Wikipedia as well, there is a write-up on Hippocrates. He's the one who coined this around 4400 BC, right? So we are in AD now, so it was in BC. So basically what it tells us, like it says that if you eat your food as medicine, as we all discussed now, right? Because a lot of this food has medical value, right? Like a tomato, if you take, right? There are plenty of benefits for eating. I know for eating, talking about tomato now, the prices at which tomato are selling. But again, I'm sure this is a cycle, it will come down. So it protects your brain. They say it protects your heart health. It prevents constipation, right? Protects type 2 diabetes or maybe immune function. So this is one, you might think this is an tomato. What does the tomato can do? So this is a benefit of tomato, right? And if you take one fruit, if you take a fruit which is like a banana, which everybody love, right? Most generally, it enhances the heart health, right? Helps to manage the BP, blood pressure, right? A person's mood, and among many other benefits. So these are the, if we don't have this, right, all the benefits which we get from food, right, and we fall into the other types of food, right, then what will happen is like we might be doing the damage, right? So what will happen? The reversal will happen. We'll not be eating food as medicine, we'll be eating medicine as food. So that is what it was, and it was coined way, way, way back ago, right? And this is precisely what it is, right? And as Srilekha also mentioned, vegetables and fruits, if it can become a part of your other than your cereals, or maybe your wheat, or maybe rice, if this can become a kind of a share, maybe at least 30 or whatever share of your food plate, which is there, which you're going to eat, right? There are plenty of benefits, the benefits which we mentioned, right? So yes, so let's move on to the next thing, right? And so, which is again very important. There are people who think that fitness is just temporary phase, right? One day I can do something and I can be fit and stuff like that. So that is what this question is aimed at. Is staying fit a habit, or it just? So what do you think about this, Arun? Is staying fit a habit, or it just? What do you feel about this?
Yeah, see, staying fit is always should be an habit, but
Yeah.
see, it depends upon individual perceptions.
Absolutely.
See, for me, fitness is something. See, for example, many people misinterpret or they have a different idea. Like, okay, you have a very good physique, like you are bulk, you are fat, or you are like bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Now, a guy of a bodybuilding cannot be fit.
Mm-hmm.
He's just building a muscle. So being fit and building your body is totally different.
Mm.
The same way, like you are reducing your weight. So that is also different.
True.
So being fit is like being in a routine
Mm-hmm.
where you listen to your body,
Yeah.
and whatever it says, you do that. That's not a problem. Like you want to walk, take a walk. It doesn't mean like you have to take a walk for like 10 miles. It's not written that it is a rule, set rule.
True.
So what your body says, listen to it. For example, see, one day my body would say like, eat only curd rice. Even if there is like kilos of biryani, if my body says eat only curd rice, I would go for that. Because I have to listen to my body, because it can speak to you, because you know it better. So the same way, you have to make sure that your habits, like the exercise routine, you don't have to be an hardcore. See, few people start like vigorous. Suddenly they become health conscious. So every step they take, they will say like, I have to live 100 years. So they walk like that. I have to live 100 years. I have to live 100 years. It cannot happen.
Yeah.
It's your body. It wears and tears. The routine happens. It's nature. We cannot change it. All we are trying to do with fitness is we are trying to manage it with the age limit also. So listen to it. Like if it says, okay, you can walk only 1 kilometer, walk daily. That gives like the relaxation one part. Second is you have walked for only 1 kilometer, which is enough for the body. So I've seen many people fainting in the gym. So they will overload themselves, especially the squats part. They'll put on weight which they cannot bear it also. So once they complete the rep, they will be like on the ground.
Yeah.
Sometimes with the rod or with the weights, and sometimes without the weights.
True.
So that's what. Don't push your body. So make it as a habit where you listen to your body, keep it fit, and keep it working. So just like the more you sit, it's gonna affect you. So sitting idle or not doing anything and taking more of intake, like food. So both correlate each other. So being fit is something very important. Listen to your body. Make sure that you are active. You're enjoying yourself. Don't force yourself into fitness. Fitness is something you should enjoy and do it. You like cycling, please do it. You want to ride a bike, ride a bike. It's exercise. You burn calories, that's all. You want to walk, take a walk. So it all depends upon the perception of a person and what his body can do. So that's all about his fitness.
Brilliant. So essentially, you also mentioned that fitness is not only in gym, right? Fitness could be with walk, fitness could be with cycling, fitness could be any of the task, right, which you are keen in, and as long as you do something physically active, right, it's essentially going to add up to burning your calories and keeping your muscles in motion, and it's going to help you, right? And that is precisely what it is, right? So Srilekha, so what are your views? See, generally we can say that men have a luxurious routine as well. You definitely, being a woman, you can say all you got to do is like get up and get ready and go to office, right? But women, right, especially in India, right, even in overseas, many of the families where they have a lot of other chores. So if we have kids, if you're married, then you not only are into cooking, doing a lot of other stuff, getting your kids to school and stuff like that, and also managing your own routine, and if you're working, then yes, of course, you need to manage work as well. So it's a kind of an multiple task, which definitely women. I'm not saying, I'm not demeaning men. I'm sure there are many men who are extending and helping hand at household chores as well. But generally, if you take in study, right, and this would be nothing surprising as well. So, how can, from the women perspective, one can keep themselves fit, and what they can do?
No, I agree with all the points what Arun said, and I also agree with the point what you are adding onto it. So
Yeah.
generally, as I mean, the thought from the women's side, most of the women think that they are doing lot of work. That itself a big exercise.
Mm.
At the end of the day, they'll think that I'm going up and down, I'm cooking, I'm standing for the long time, I'm rounding the home these many times. That's itself a
Yeah.
big walking and all this thing. At the end of the day, they get exhausted of doing all this
Mm.
work because of the lack of energy, right?
Hmm.
So, so to keep up your energy, I'll say the fitness is very, very important. And
Yeah.
for that, the only one thing which helps the women's is exercise. Whether you do a small stuff, whether you walk, whether you do yoga, or whether you do a very simple exercise, which will help you to do your work double faster and keep yourself very confident and smart. So these things is very, very important. And again, I'll tell you, like, maybe like you may not you may, I mean, some women may have not undergone the exercise, or they don't know what is the exercise. Now the many things are available online, from the simple basic to the advanced level. Maybe like we should not touch the advanced or I mean, medium and intermediate, but they can definitely touch the beginning level, which they start from the Surya Namaskar, general simple hand rotation, or general 30 minutes of walk, and all these things. But especially, I'll say, when you do exercise, don't keep your mobile next to you. The moment you get into your mobile, definitely all your concentration, you'll go, and you walk alone. Don't work. I mean, look for a partner who can walk along with you. So especially when you do workout, right, you should start loving yourself. When you start loving yourself, definitely you will concentrate on your body, and you'll stay fit. So that is my view. So that's what I do also. Like, so I also suggest the same thing. When you start loving yourself, right, you'll start doing the good things to yourself. So when you keep thinking like, no, I have to do for my husband, I have to do for my kids, I have to do for my father, I have to do for, you'll be keep doing it. But when you will do it for yourself, the first you start from yourself, then you can do it for others. That's what I feel it. And same thing, like, 30 minutes you spend time for cooking, we spend time for bringing the kids up, we do everything. When these schedules are fixed, we should also make sure that 30 minutes, minimum 30 minutes to 45 minutes, we should fix, yes, this 45 minutes is for me, definitely I'm going to use only for this. That should be in the morning, or at least by 8:30. I know maximum all the women will wind up all the works. So maybe like 8:30 to 9:30, they can have their own time where you will not feel any disturbance or something like that. Maybe if they are young mother, yes, 10 months you have to sacrifice a life for your young baby. But maybe after some time, we should make it as a routine habit, right? So slow by slow, you should start with a slow step. Don't exactly. There are many women, they up to 40, maybe like 35 plus, they don't care about the body. All of a sudden they become 40, I mean, very fat, and they'll take 45 days challenge, 90 days challenge. They kill
Mm.
themselves, they squeeze themselves. Please don't do that. You'll fall into sick all of a sudden. I recommend them not to do. Maybe they can start from walking, then they can spend slowly food habits, step by step. If they start doing, when you gain more energy, it will give you way to do more workouts. That's what I'll say. Because all of a sudden they do all the rough type things, all advanced level thing, they lose energy and they lose confidence and they lose the continuity to do the stuff repeatedly. Yes, this is habit, I'll say, Sarunan sir. Yes, staying fit should be an habit according to me.
Brilliant. That should be a habit. It's not like suddenly at 40, doctor has said that you have this, you have that, and all, you start doing that. So the best thing you can invest is like, see, I always feel that sometimes we take our body for granted, right?
Yes.
If your bike is has some issue immediately, because next day you have to ensure your kit has to be dropped. So you will immediately go in service if your car or maybe a mobile and stuff like that. But somewhere down the line, no, as Arun was also saying, your body also gives you a lot of hint. If your body is saying that probably you don't want to eat this, don't eat this. So our body is the best stuff which gives you a lot of hints, right? And don't do that. So it's very important. And if this can be cultivated at a very young age, right? And it's not like hitting gym. That's what I asked Arun as well. Hitting gym is fitness. I think there are a lot of other avenues by which one can be fit as well, right? So this is
Saran,
yeah.
just sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Adding to Srileka's point,
sure.
see, I might sound like an 80-year-old or 90-year-old now for the next five minutes. Okay,
Okay.
especially to the ladies now.
Yeah.
Maybe Rashmi will be looking at me like in a very different way after 5 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
So, see, very simple. See, our old traditional kitchen, have you ever, I don't know how many people have experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
Many people would have seen it, but I've experienced those, like how our grandmothers used to work.
Yeah.
So they used to have this huge grinding stones. So I don't know how many people know the names also now. Ammi and Atural.
True.
And
Amikalle, Attikalle, all we know, but we can't.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. The next generation we are coming. We
I'll tell
actually
you,
seen
Arun,
it.
now next generation are those are building new houses, right? I'm very shocked to know about this. They're having space for all these stones, what Arun is saying, for the traditional method.
Yeah.
And there is one thing we cannot have it because it's called well.
Mm-hmm.
The well
Yeah.
is gone. The traditional well is gone.
Still
so all
there.
these,
At
few
my house.
houses it is
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But
We don't use
due
it.
to
Yeah.
they want to convert the well into carpet area also. So
True.
it is vanishing nowadays. So see, these things when my grandma or my relatives used to do it, especially the old people,
Yeah.
they were very active. So now we have mixies, grinders, bore wells, all the things happening, like touch everything, it is happening. But these things were actually exercise for the women.
Mm.
So I remember one of my sister, she was 8 months pregnant,
Yeah.
and my like Perima is telling her, go get 10 pots of water. I was like, what is happening? Then they are telling me this is an exercise. You don't know about it. Nowadays I'm seeing like, okay, 10 pots, okay. Open the tap, bring it inside. So that's how it is going around. See, it was there. Like slowly the lifestyle changes, we make some changes.
True.
So Rashmi, don't worry, nobody will tell you to do that in future. I'm just putting it in points.
Yeah. But see, convenience is what it comes, right? And with time, time is everything, right? And we may not be able to use the same bullet cart to go from one place to another, right? Mixies are there, and why use an amikal, which is called in Tamil, right? And for that, or maybe why washing machine is there, let's put it because I've got other works as well, and things evolve, right? And this is what it is. And people might say wheel came in and we stopped walking, right? And so yeah, and again people will definitely choose what they will feel convenient. But I agree with Arun, these are the things which was there essentially. And
but Saran and Jio came and told walk the talk.
Sorry,
so take the phone and start walking.
Yeah,
so Jio changed it.
That is what it is. That idea ad in the sense like right, there are some who walk as well when they talk. So these are the things which can do, right? But reality again, and we can't get away, that is one. But I also loved what Srilekha said is like love yourself, which is very important. If you like yourself, if you love yourself, if you respect your body, right? So somewhere down the line, if you are good, then you can take care of others around you. And this is what they would say in a flight as well. If it is an emergency, they would say, don't reach out with a mask for your kid. First, you wear it, right? And so this is precisely what it is. So these are all very, very important. And as Srilekha also mentioned, there are a lot of online stuff which is available, and don't push yourself too much initially, then you will never go there, right? Take tiny steps. And so these are the stuff. It could be yoga, as Srilekha mentioned. It could be any other stuff like Arun mentioned. It could be a walk and stuff like that, right? So these are the stuff which one can do. You don't have to go and spend your money into gym. If you want to do that, you certainly can do that as well, right? So any sort of exercise which is a tiny bit of your time, right, which can be early in the morning as well, as Srilekha and all mentioned, right, which is very good for your overall body, right, which is very important, which could be as less as 15 minutes as well. And it's very important for your health and your body as well. And walking, there's a plenty of quotes. See, there are some who do jog, they go to gym, they do a lot of other things. The simplest friend, right, or maybe the friend, right, which you don't need anything to walk, right? Right, it adds steps to your life. And this is what there are a lot of famous quote which says. And yeah, there are some I've seen that, right, we have a neighbor who walks when he attends a call. And these are the stuff which we can build in our routine. Again, because it's a fast life, and sometimes people don't have time, right? And we are all catching up with something. So this is one thing which we can say. Yes, of course, it's an habit. It's not like once in a blue moon we do something, right? So that brings us to our next stuff, which is very essential, very important. And I think Nelson has raised his hand as well. I'll come to. Yeah, sorry.
I was just saying Nelson has raised.
Yeah, we'll ask Nelson. Yeah, Nelson has raised his hand. Nelson.
Actually, I want to. Arun, you stole away all what I wanted to speak. Exactly, I was waiting to speak about that. The classic way of life, actually, right? The way they used to grind, the way used to mop the floors. Pregnant ladies were asked to mop the floors. And today, how many people are having normal deliveries? There, everyone goes for C-sections. But a pregnant lady, those days, they used to mop the floors. Even, to be honest, my wife mopped the floor with a cloth only, not that mop, the stick mop. So, bending those knees and this one, so help them in their pregnancy times. And definitely that is one thing we still follow. And in my house, I don't have a washing machine. My mom still almost 70 plus. She every day washes clothes. She comes to the thing, she thumps the clothes and all. So definitely I would say that the classic way of life needs to come back. Even sweeping the house, bending down, this one helps so much for the women folks. So I would definitely say that I would acknowledge that classic way of life.
Nelson, not but why you are centering it to women only? What about men? What they are doing now?
Even I, to be honest, now work from home, early morning, my duty is to sweep the house every day.
Nelson, sorry to interrupt. Saravanan, you are trying to pull out words from him. Nelson, his routine.
No. Frankly, honestly, my wife, the past 1 month, every day morning, he still get up and sweep the floor, and alternative days I have to mop the floor. But I'll only use the stick to mop. She tell no, use the cloth, and I'm bending down, and definitely that has helped me to reduce a lot of weight. I sweat it out. I don't go for walking and everything. So even men can do about it. No, appreciating the women folks. Today the lifestyle has changed so much, but still I appreciate people. Early morning they run around. See, even making the dough, right, for chapati, the way your palms and all start working, because that is where your nerves and all are things. So that is when thing. Even cutting a vegetable, the way they used to cut the vegetables using the old method, the way they use, your nerves from the ants get activated, and that itself helps you with so much of fitness. You don't have to do walking. You don't have to do so many things. Simple cooking and simple way of life that a woman or a man, anybody does, like certain things, scraping a coconut, and your hands. See, I was watching one of these obesity programs long back, and this lady was unable to get up and walk. But the doctor was making her do a lot of exercise only using her hands. And that itself helped her to reduce almost 10 to 20% of her weight loss. Only by, cycling in the hand, using the hand, making her lift up the hand. So the hand itself, using our hands appropriately even in a daily dose, I was telling writing itself is kind of a fitness. Your nerves get activated. One of the neurologists was telling me, Nelson, do you write? I told him I stopped writing. I only start typing. Okay, even typing helps you with activating the tips of the nerves, and so many things are there. And like Arun mentioned, our grandmothers, I still have some of the grandmothers in Kerala who are almost 90 plus, and they are like every day going in, they have a clear eye vision, the way they do their work, the gardening or whatever it is, they keep themselves so active. No, they don't strain themselves. It's just a very basic routine that helps them to stay fit. You don't have to lift weights. You don't have to go into this type of diet or that type of diet. Simple, like I said, a simple curd rice, a simple rice which is just soaked, or a simple millet that is soaked and eaten is giving us so much of energy. You don't have to go for. I was just listening every time I open now the reels. We have this thing about what's that, the paleo diet and all that stuff. I hardly can mention those names, those types of diets that they offer. But in those days, what diet was it? It was very simple rice, and even 3 times they used to have rice, and they used to stay fit. And we lost those classic rices and all, right? The types of rices, we are now only having this boiled rice and all this branded rice. So even those items we are, I think, missing out nowadays. Some of the places I was seeing that this rice is very good, the black rice, the red rice and all that stuff. Very simple things which was available, which is not available itself, could come. It's trending in some places, but that has become like a fashion. Oh, I'm eating this paleo diet. Is a fashion. It's more than a fashion than a reason for them to this one. So that is what I would like to say about women health, and definitely women, the most powerful creation of man, who can do better. And of course, men are not back in those things. We also have our own ways of life. So that is what I would like to say. Thank you very much. And it is definitely a wonderful topic we are talking about. Hopefully, listeners listen to it and are making use of this opportunity. Thank you, Srilekha, Saran and Arun, and listeners.
Sure.
Thank you.
Fabulous,
Thank you,
Nelson.
Nelson, sir.
Good to know about your routine, which you are into. And right, but we don't want it to transcut into a kind of women centric, right? It's so equally for men as well, right? And they already have too many burdens as well, especially what stage of your life you are in. And this is very important. This is for society, right? Both men and women, they make the society. Okay, great. So let's move on, and so let's go into another very interesting thing, which is like the stuff is like, what's fit at my desk. So I'm so fit at my desk. There is a new concept which is there, right? Which says fit at my desk. So how can since this essentially means like being fit at office, right? How can one take care? How can when they keep fit if they are there at the office for 8 or 9 or 10 hours? What are the routines or stuff which one can do, Arun? Because sitting there for the entire day is also not going to help you, right? So what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, Ramanan. So see, basically, the lifestyle changes happened here. So see, all these old habits had to go off,
Yeah.
or we had to put aside for some time, is because everybody started working. So women started working. So all these, my grandmas were housewives, so they didn't bother.
True.
But nowadays, ladies are like very, they are into the job. They're taking their professional and personal life together, managing the whole house. So these kind of things are there. So I think when they come up, like this applies to all the people who sit at the computer like for around 14 hours, 15 hours. It depends upon our work. So our ethics are so good that we sit at the system, we don't move, we make sure that we keep there. Our work is important. But yes, even at sitting at the office itself, you can do lots of stuff. So there is something called ergonomics, like how you sit.
True.
Your body posture, like how you put your hand. So there is something called a carpal tunnel syndrome. So this happens to people who work on a long term, placing their hands on the keyboard. So the carpal tunnel is somewhere in the wrist. So if they keep pressurizing it for like more than like a year or so, or 6 months or continuously, it affects them. So all they have to do is nothing. They have to just lift their hand, make it flexible and keep it there rather than the pressure applying on the wrist. So see, there are there are lots of things which are very simple. If we can follow at office, sitting at the place itself, it won't lead ourselves into such a drastic changes in our body. For example, the eye, we always keep looking at the monitor. See, all it takes is like every half an hour, you have to just take your eyes out and look at something else and come back and look at the monitor. So it gives us a bit of relaxation. So few people have seen them looking at the monitor like as if they want to look serious they are working. So they'll just zoom into the whole body will zoom into the monitor.
True.
So what happens is the radiation is, they are getting affected by the radiation.
True.
So they should know exactly what are ergonomics, how you can keep yourself fit even while sitting also. So while at work, how you make yourself relaxed, how you relax your muscle. So just get up from your seat, just take a small stretching, come back and sit back. So these kind of things. See, one of the basic things I have learned from like Guruji, somewhere sitting next to there. Okay. See, every animal, especially the tigers and the lions, the cats, they have a wonderful physique. What they do is every morning when they get up, the first thing they do is stretching.
True. True.
You take it as a normal house cat to a tiger or a lion.
Yeah.
These buggers know their body so much well. The moment they get up, they'll do stretching. But what we do is again go pull the bedsheet back and go back to sleep again.
Or take the phone and
This
see.
is one thing.
True.
Exactly. Then we'll search for the teacup where it is.
Yeah.
So this is the difference. So I think we should do all this stuff.
Absolutely. Srilekha, your thoughts on this?
Arun, everything is covered. My thought is like, no, see, I think Chennai office is a bit, having a great advantage, people who are working in Chennai.
True.
Because myself, Tanige and few more are there, Rajan sir, everybody, we make sure that every 1 hour we are not available on the seat. Alternatively, not together. So every 1 hour or every 45 minutes, right? We go around that, around which building is there. So almost, I think should be like 100 meters or somewhere. I don't think so. Even when we are at home, we go for a round actually because we have other stuff to do. So that we make sure that, and as Arun said, you should not continuously look at the system, right? So when you keep on continuously, once psychologically and physically, both the things you get affected. So here and there, you should get a break. So that break will give you refreshment, and I will say you will work more fast when you take a break in between, like once in a 1 hour or lunchtime. Whatever the break you're having, make sure that you're not talking anything about the work what you have done in the break time. Please don't do that. Many of the people, they take a break. What they were working on the system, the same thing they'll be talking in the break. Please, they should not do. And coming back to your health point, as Arun said, right, we should giving stress to your fingers or the wrist or to the spinal cord, especially to the neck part, because everybody's necks are tilted like this, right?
Yeah.
You keep tilting it slowly, you'll get a neck pain, and it is also more chances to and the bone I'm not sure what we'll say in English.
True. No, that's there.
Bone marrow disease. Nowadays, many of the IT sector people are getting that, neck bone marrow disease, especially. So, like every day you look at the system, every 10 minutes try to turn your head. And now everybody, not only for the laptop, even the moment they get up from the bed, the head is like this. I don't think so. People who are, going in the bus, train and all, they know who is standing next to them.
True.
Everybody heads out. Many people are missing the stopping when they're going in the bus. Either they get before the stopping comes out. I think Rashmi got that experience. I think anytime, Rashmi. Yeah, so it happens, right?
No, ma'am. While traveling, I don't use mobile.
Very good. Actually, you should look around. I make sure that I don't use mobile when I'm traveling, especially because you miss many things when you're traveling. And coming back to the point, as you said, Sarnan sir, yes, you have to take every 10 minutes, give a break to your neck and your hand, And other things, every 45 minutes or 1 hour, you can just get up from your seat and move around. And one more thing, keep your face smiley. Whether you have too much of pressure, yes, we have target, we have pressure, everything. But at least take your mobile, take a selfie camera, looking at yourself, keep smiling, see and look at your face and see how you're looking at. Whether you look good, bad, at least carry with your smile. That will give you more energy and that will keep your place and your around positively. That's what my thought is like.
Brilliant.
Some fun, especially you need fun in the place where you work. Don't be always very serious all 24/7. That is also very important.
Absolutely. See, we are on tight schedule today, right? So we will try and complete it by 1. So we have just another 4 minutes. So a lot of important points shared by both Arun and Srilekha as well, right? Which is very important. And as she mentioned, yeah, Chennai, it's a bit lucky. Even the restroom is a little bit far. So you have to walk to the restroom and come back. And or else what Arun said, just get up, right? Have the adrenaline flow through your body. Or the 20-20-20 rule, that is called, right? Where you can look at something which is 20 feet away for 20 seconds. So especially if it's greenery, trees and all, I'm sure TN Palay Mother Center might have in Chennai as well. But if the curtains are there and maybe then you may not be able to do that. So this is one. So there are a lot we can talk about. So we have just one last question, and so that we will try and wind up as well. Right. So coming to the last one. Right, so this would, to some extent, will complete the sleep or complete the circle, I should say. So, importance of good sleep, Arun, in a nutshell, and then we can come back and do this one more show another day as well, where we can talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, Saranand. See, sleep is again, see, since like it's like I have a 1.5-year-old baby. The one thing I envy with her as of now. And I love the part also is the way she sleeps. No worries.
Yeah.
Full stomach.
Yeah.
Not bothered about anything about tomorrow.
True.
So the moment I go home, like, see, I'm just putting the nutshell, like, importance. Yeah. What is sleep? Like, basically, we cannot get that sleep now.
Yeah.
It ends with a certain age, like the toddlers.
True.
So every day I have an office which is hectic, whatever it is. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
The moment I go home and see my baby sleeping,
yeah,
all the things vanish from my mind and I'm refreshed.
True.
So I'm using her last sleep pill for me now. The moment I see her sleeping, I tend to sleep very soon.
True.
So see, what happens is sleep is somewhere like for the babies, like they only grow when they sleep basically. That is the time exactly the body totally refurbishes itself. So all the nutrients, everything, like it takes a whole scenario where the whole body is relaxed, everything is done. So that's something very, very, very important for our metabolism. So that's the full night sleep or a good quality of sleep.
Yeah.
See, I've seen few people murmuring in the sleep also. They'll be thinking about something rather than going into a deep sleep.
Yeah.
So it's not about how many hours of you sleep.
Yeah.
It's the quality time what you give for your body to relax itself and come refreshed in the morning. So it is very, very important. I think everybody should sleep, but it should be restricted, like 8 hours, 6 hours. So I think sleep is very, very important.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we will reserve our thoughts with that. I know Srilekha would like to share more, and but timeline we got to do that because there is another event it seems. And Nelson, he wanted to share something as well, right? So we will definitely come back. So looks like this 4 particular topic.
Sure,
yeah, Nelson, thanks. So we could talk a lot as well, I believe. So this we will cover the sleep in detail as well. Whereas nothing like what Arun mentioned, right? It regenerates your body and do a lot of repair work and stuff like that. Helps you not falling sick and stuff like that, and also keeps you healthy, which is very, very important. Okay, great. So fabulous. Thank you very much, Arun and Srilekha, and Nelson, of course, and who shared his thoughts as well, and Rashmi I just pulled in, and others as well, those who came in and they left, but it's great. And so this kind of support which will help us, and we will keep bringing this kind of topic which will be interesting. which not much spoken about sometimes, right? We think, what is body? Body is like any day, every day, it will work for you. Now, these are the things which we should look at nitty-gritty. We'll keep bringing a lot of other aspects as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Everybody here and the listeners as well. Thank you. Thanks, Srilekha, Arun, and everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Sarna,
Thank
for
you,
pulling
sir.
us both
Thank you,
inside
sir.
for this wonderful topic. Thank you so much. And
Thank
thank
you.
you, Rashmi. Patiently, you've been listening to us. Thank you so much.
It was good show, ma'am.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Nelson. Yeah.
Thank you all. Good day.
Thank you all. Thank you, Saravanan, for the biryani. I'll be hitting
Yeah.
on it.
Thank you.
Bye bye,
Okay.
guys. Thank you.
Fabulous.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.